Hey guys, Huntress here, back for another video, and welcome to something new. I usually don't do this type of video, but I've been watching a lot of uh, My Hero What Ifs, and I don't watch the weird shit like, oh, what if Deku got into this relationship? What if he was into this thing? This person? No, I watch what if Deku had a different superpower, because those are actually interesting. Uh, I had an idea for one that I really wanted to see, but no one was actually like doing it. I gotta turn this volume down. My mic, I feel like, is way too loud. Okay, that will probably be better for your guys' ears. Yeah, so like I was saying, uh, nobody made one. I saw someone ask for one to be made, but I couldn't find a single person who actually made this story. So I'm gonna do it myself. Right off the dome, I'm probably never gonna make another video like this again afterwards because, well, I'm not confident enough to do so. I don't think I have the imagination needed to do this shit. Off the dome's gonna be difficult, but I'm gonna do my best. Also, I got my little sister here sitting next to me.
Hi.
So, she's gonna be listening to the story because I gave her a sample and she was interested and thought I should do this. Now, let's get into this. So, Izuku Midoriya was born to his mother, Inko Midoriya, and his father, Hisashi Midoriya. He was best friends with Katsuki Bakugo. I refuse to call him by his nickname no matter what. You cannot make me. Anyways, uh, at the at the age of 4, Bakugo got his quirk, an explosion quirk that he was so happy about. And when Izuku went to the quirk doctor to see what his quirk was, the doctor said that yes, he had a quirk factor, but it seemed to be inactive. And all of the tests that they went through showed no sign of anything happening. So the doctor concluded it must be a dormant quirk factor. Something that will either unlock later in life or never unlock at all. So Izuku proceeded to go back to classes and to talk and play with his friends. And when they asked him about his quirk, he explained it. He explained how it wasn't active yet. But after about 3 months, I'd say, everyone just believed his quirk was never going to appear, and they started bullying him, saying he was essentially quirkless. Even his best friend, Bakugo, turned against him and started becoming his main bully. Izuku, Izuku was sad but held on to hope. And when Halloween finally rolled around, Izuku decided to go trick-or-treating in an All Might costume. And he was so excited. And when he went out to trick-or-treat, he ended up breaking the doorknob on his way out. Because suddenly, he had super strength. Both him and his mother were shocked, but the quirk doctor was closed, so it wasn't like they could go. So they went trick-or-treating. Well, Izuku was just so happy about his new quirk. He shined up like a little... he shined up like a Minecraft beacon. That's what he did. Metaphorically, of course. Anyways, he was so happy. And he went around going trick-or-treating all day and playing with his new super strength. And then the next day he went to class to talk about his quirk unlocking and show everyone. Only for him to, while trying to demonstrate it, realize he no longer had super strength. That it was gone. He was back to being quirkless. And in retaliation for what they assumed was a bold-faced lie, Bakugo wailed on Izuku harder than ever. Actually used his quirk on Izuku to beat him up. And that's when Izuku realized he had lost his best friend. This was no longer salvageable. He would get bullied the same way, and no one would stop it. Until the next year, Halloween. Izuku this time cosplayed as Endeavor. That was his costume for this year. And as he went out to trick-or-treat, he sneezed and suddenly shot out some fire. He had a flame quirk. But wait, he had super strength last year. While he was in an All Might costume. What could this possibly mean for Izuku Midoriya? Well, that wasn't a problem to be thought about at the moment. He went trick-or-treating and played with his fire quirk. Only for the next day, it would be gone again. And that's when Izuku had an epiphany. What if, just what if, my quirk isn't something that is constantly available? What if it isn't fire or super strength? Last year, I dressed up as All Might and got All Might's powers. This year, I dressed up as Endeavor and got Endeavor's powers. Sure, they were a lot weaker, but I had their powers. What if my quirk is to use the powers of whoever I dress up as? So, he went to his mom to tell her, and she said, well, that's strange. I mean, it does make sense, considering what happened the last 2 years, but that's a really weird quirk. It's nothing like your father's and mine's. Must be a mutation. I'll set up an appointment for the quirk doctor soon. Maybe you can wear one of your costumes to school and show off to your friends. Oh, my sister wants to voice some people. Only female, she says. Izuku goes off to school. I don't know any female characters in this damn class. All of these people are completely irrelevant. None of them matter. You're gonna have to wait until we get to UA or another mom scene.
That's fine. I'll wait.
Like I said, there is no script, so she's gonna make shit up off the dome too. So he went to class, and which costume do you think he should wear?
I believe he could.
We should probably go with Endeavor, right? Because it's the one that everyone can see.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna let No Loose. I have never watched this though.
Well, I know that.
No, like 2.
Yeah. No, my sister has never watched the show. I've watched the entire thing and loved it. Anyways. He goes to class in his Endeavor costume. Though, now that they're in... no, they're still in elementary school, right?
Yeah.
So, because this shit started in kindergarten, right now is a year later. He should be in the first year of elementary school. And I don't think they have uniforms in elementary school.
No,
Do they?
I don't think so.
But it's Japan, so they might.
No.
We'll just say his school doesn't. Anyways, he goes into class wearing his Endeavor costume, and everybody's laughing at him. Every single person is laughing at him.
Freak! What the heck are you doing wearing a costume? Loser.
And Izuku was embarrassed, but he continued on, walking up to the front of the class. Well, he said, "Guys, I do have a quirk. It was just a strange one."
Yeah, right. Last time you tried to show us a quirk, you ended up with flat out nothing. Quirkless.
Yeah, but I really have it this time. I figured out how it works. Yeah, right, stupid Deku. I cannot do Gachan. That was my best try. I'm already embarrassed. I'm gonna have to keep doing that though, because I've already established it.
You know what? During children years, boys can tend to sound like us, so like, I'm gonna try.
You're right. I only have to take over during high school.
Yeah.
And middle school. But his voice is aggressive. Just keep in mind. Anyways. So, he goes up and finally shows them he uses Endeavor's fire quirk and shoots flames everywhere. But he made sure to hold back enough not to burn anything down. And finally they saw he has a quirk. Well, you see, my quirk is a cosplay quirk, it seems. Whatever hero I dress up as, I get to use their powers. Although it's weak right now, I'm sure it will get stronger. I mean, we're all just so young. Of course our powers are going to be weak for now. Yeah, well, I'm still going to be the #1 hero, you extra.
Yeah, well, I'm still gonna be the #1 hero, you extra.
Anyways, Izuku went home to his mother, excited because people were actually marveling about his quirk, except for Bakugo, who seems to be pissed. Then, right as he gets home, his mother brings him to the car as they drive out to see the quirk doctor, who confirms everything that Izuku suspected. So he does have a quirk. His quirk is active, and all he needed was a costume. And now Izuku can finally train to be a hero. Except the first 5 years of him training, his power didn't go up whatsoever. He wore the same costumes and everything. He kept practicing with his quirks. but nothing. Until one day, he met a boy at the beach where he was training. Daigoba Beach, you know where it is. Izuku's prime training ground. Anyways, this boy's name was Denki Kaminari. They ended up getting along. And when Denki heard about the problem, he was like, well, if your power's based on cosplay, and you've worn the same quality of cosplay the entire time with your power never going up, do you think it's maybe the quality of the cosplay? Izuku thought about this himself, thinking hard, and thought Denki might have a point. It is a possibility that the quality matters. So later, but unfortunately, Izuku was dead broke. Like, he had no funds to get a better costume. So, there was nothing he could really do. But Denki had an idea. What if they could get part-time jobs to collect the money and hire someone to make a professionally made good costume for him? And so they started working, both of them, and scraped their money together. And it took three more months of them working just for them to scrape up enough money to get one super high quality costume. And when Izuku finally put it on, suddenly he got a huge power boost. This Oh My costume was 90% accurate. That extra 10% being because of Izuku's body type not being similar whatsoever. So, when Izuku finally punched, when he finally said, "Smash!" the sky split. The ocean separated. And the wind went crazy. And as everything shifted back into place, there was Izuku Midoriya, dumbfounded, right next to his new best friend Kaminari, who was also dumbfounded. Neither of them knew it would be so effective. And then, as the waves collapsed back into each other, filling in the water, and the wind slowed down, they finally smiled. They lit up and they celebrated. Finally, a decent path into UA. And now all those kids who were making fun of him because his power never got stronger with him, they would see that he found a way to be stronger. And maybe he could be a hero too. Unfortunately, now he was in middle school. And them bitches have uniforms, so there was no way to show off his quirk to his classmates.
Another human suit of the relentless bully.
But Izuku now keeps his All Might cosplay, the high quality one, in his backpack at all times, just in case. One day, as Bakugo was bullying Deku again, Deku was sad. His hero journal ruined, destroyed. Same shit you would see in the series. And as Izuku walked home, he was attacked by the sludge monster. Trying to... That sludge villain tried to take over Izuku's body as a disguise we could hide from All Might. When All Might popped out of the sewers where the sludge monster came from and hit a punch so hard that he splattered the sludge villain. And then Izuku got All Might's autograph and they collected the sludge villain together. And then later on, no, wait, they collected all. Yeah. They collected the sludge villain. And then, as All Might was about to leave, Izuku grabbed onto All Might's pants to ask one question. Something that had been bothering Izuku. So, as All Might panicked, tried to kick Izuku off before realizing, oh no, that would kill him, and landed on the roof. All Might deflated back into Small Might, coughing up blood everywhere. No, wait. Oh, I'm remembering the scene wrong. Izuku first asked, even if my quirk only works by copying others, even if I have to cosplay looking like an idiot just so I can have the power to save one person, do you think I can still be a hero? As All Might said, of course you can be a hero. And then he puked up the blood. He turned into Small Might. Very distracting. And then Izuku panicked. Then All Might explained about his problem, how he can only remain doing hero work for an hour a day, about his fight with All for One. And then he transformed again back into his All Might form, which, as he described, is like a swimmer puffing up their chest to look strong. Still a crazy fucking example, but like, dang, I didn't know swimmers did that until that episode. He goes away, and as Izuku gets down and starts walking home again, he sees one Katsuki Bakugo being taken over by that same sludge villain, covering him the same way he covered Izuku Midoriya. The sludge villain had escaped. But how? Oh no. It must have been when I grabbed onto All Might's leg. The bottle blew up because of me. And Izuku, seeing his bully, his old friend, stuck, getting taken over, knowing the pain of that happening as you suffocate, he had to do something. So he opened his backpack, took out the cosplay of All Might he had, the one high quality cosplay. And as All Might and the heroes are watching, they saw this kid in an All Might cosplay run up, and they try to stop him. But he couldn't stop moving. His legs were carrying him as fast as they could. And then he shouted, "Smash!" As the sludge villain was destroyed again. And Bakugo was freed. And as Izuku walked home, Bakugo cornered him again to say, in Bakugo style, "I didn't need your help. I could have survived on my own. So I'm not gonna thank you." And Izuku continued home. Because that was such a Bakugo thing to do. Izuku would continue making money to get new hero costumes and train with them alongside Denki. So he could be strong enough to do what needs to be done. And as Denki would train his powers too, Izuku would see the drawbacks of his powers. And those drawbacks were monstrous. I mean, going brain dead after one big shock is crazy bad. Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah.
So Izuku thinks up, well, when we get into UA, we can probably get a support gear made for you. A battery that can take in all the excess electricity that's thrown towards your brain, so you don't fry yourself. And then you can pull the electricity back out of that battery into your attack next time. It would push back the electricity going up to your head as it goes down, and empower your attack. And then they just continued training. By the time the entrance exam came around, Izuku and Denki had cleared the entire beach of all of its junk, all the trash. And Daigoba Beach was beautiful again. But during the 6 months before the entrance exam, they had run into Mei Hatsume, who was scrounging through the junk, trying to get parts for her new babies, which, for those of you who are not, for those of you who don't know, her babies are her inventions. So Mei Hatsume, with her goofy ass goggles on and her pink hair, as she was searching, was being very loud. And the boys noticed her and asked what she was up to. And when she finally explained everything she was doing, they had a request. They wanted her to make the support gear Denki needed to not go brain dead. She agreed and got it done. And when she heard about Izuku's quirk, she thought about how to make a device that could help him too. Now let me explain this device to you guys. You know the Flash's ring that he keeps his suit in? Where his suit will pop out, expand, and he puts it on? Well, this device is going to be like that, except since Izuku doesn't need one suit, he needs multiple for all of the stuff that he's going to put on. Mei's going to make a watch, much like the Omnitrix. It has the dial, you can see which costume it's going to give you, and when you finally press the button, instead of transforming you, it shoots out of a hole the costume you chose, as it expands and stretches over your body, giving you your perfect cosplay. Now, this was a great creation. The perfect support item for Izuku. It's just what he needed. Now with all of the cosplays he was getting, he could just give them to Mei to have them worked into the watch. And he would finally be able to switch through powers. Oh, I should also mention, the watch had a suction feature too. So it would suck back in whatever cosplay Izuku was wearing when he wanted to switch. So he won't be wearing like 5 layers of clothing for no reason. You know? And with this new gear, Izuku and Kaminari got it registered. So when the 6 months ended, and their friendship with Mei definitely grew, especially since Kaminari is a living battery, and she needs power for her stuff. So as the entrance exam came up, and the 6 months were over, they were feeling ready to do anything. They were sure they would pass. Especially since they studied together, and Izuku's really fucking smart, so studying together definitely helped Kaminari. So they would move on to the first test. You know, the one where you have to write the normal school shit test. And Izuku would instantly pass that shit. He would get 100%. And thanks to Izuku's help, Kaminari ended up getting a 90%. As they moved on to the practical part of the test, and they were feeling ready. So as they said go, Kaminari ran off to take down some robots, and Izuku decided for this cosplay, for this first cosplay, he's gonna need to move fast. So here we go. Let's go Ingenium! He puts on Ingenium's suit as a cosplay. And suddenly, he gains super speed. He blasts off Holy shit, Soph. I made a mental note to do something and then I completely skipped over it.
Oh my god.
Bro, at the stairs, entering the fucking building, he was supposed to trip, like in the show, to be caught by Uraraka with her gravity quirk, setting a good bond between them to start. This is how their thing starts! At least I caught it now. Okay. Yeah. And during the explanation, Izuku's muttering because that's how he processes things. And Ida, being an asshole and a stickler for the rules, complains about Izuku muttering because it's distracting. To which he apologizes and says that's just how he processes information. And Ida apologizes back. Izuku, before the test starts, sees Uraraka looks nervous and tries to, like, go up and comfort her, only for Ida to get in the way, again, making an assumption, saying, like, oh, you're trying to distract her. Like, fuck off, Ida. And, then the entrance exam starts, like I said, Ingenium, speed. And as he blasts off, Ida is just flabbergasted. Like, how is Ida supposed to respond to his brother basically just being spawned on the battlefield, blasting off? Right? Anyways, Ida, being perplexed, still has to go and fight his robots so that he could pass too. And as Tsuku finally gets to the robots, he switches. The watch sucks off the Ingenium suit, and he chooses, this time, he's gonna go for a new one. Can you guess which suit he's gonna go with?
Is it Endeavor?
What?
Is it Endeavor? Is it Endeavor?
I can't hear you.
Is it Endeavor?
Why are you just saying Mom's name?
No! No, I said Endeavor!
Oh, Endeavor. Yeah, we can work with that one. He puts on the Endeavor suit. As he starts shooting flames everywhere, taking out all of these bots. And he flies around. With the power of a pro hero, he ends up getting 80 points. 80 robot points. Only for the 0 pointer to start crawling in. And as it shakes the buildings, knocking stuff down, everyone starts running away. Especially Ida. He runs away at 10 times the speed of everyone else just because of his power. And Izuku hears a cry for help. And it's Uraraka, stuck under the rubble, directly in the path of the 0 pointer that's about to crush her by rolling over her.
Help me! Help me!
And Izuku, hearing this, can't ignore it. So he flies in using Endeavor. And then in mid-air, costumes changes. Sucks off Endeavor and puts on All Might. As he says, I won't let you get hurt. Let's go. And he says, Plus Ultra, smash! As he crushes the robot's face in one hit. taking it down with no issue. And unlike when he gets One for All, this time, his bones don't break. Because in this timeline, he doesn't have One for All. What he has is a functional super strength. Because that's what he thinks All Might's power is. He doesn't have any clue that it's supposed to break your bones when you use it unprepared. And his quirk works on what he believes. Not that he knows. Sophie, why?
Just go away. Do your story. Do your story.
Sorry, my sister's doing art and I just saw her do something questionable. Anyways, as he folds down, he takes off All Might. And this time, take a guess who he's going to put on this time.
The other one.
Which other one?
The one he did at start.
No, Ingenium can't fly or nothing. He chooses Hawks! As he gains wings and the ability to fly, he uses his new fierce wings to slow down his descent.
You
Close the door.
continue your thing. I'm gonna go up, okay?
So he uses his fierce wings to slow down his descent as he arrives back into... No, he arrives back on the ground safely. He was accepted into UA.
What time is your appointment?
2:45, I think. No, just give me a minute. He was accepted into UA, got 30 extra hero points. So he's at like 110, and he's in class 1A. I gotta go, but I'll continue this another time. So that's it for this video. See you guys next time. Don Andreas, out.